Right then, see what we can do. Let us see what we can do. First of all, do we have the basics working? Are the basics working? The basics do seem to be working. Is chat working? Chat is working. That's good. I kind of struggled with the overlay earlier. Huh. Bitrate graph is weird, but that's all right. We can deal with that. And I will put a Discord message out because that's what I do now. And I'll put one on Bevy Streams. In a vain attempt to understand rendering basics and how they may have changed in 0.15. Okay. That should do it. Now, we have this create Bevy sparse tile map, which is on 0.14 at the moment. And I'm going to just go crazy and see if I can convert it to 15. The interesting thing about this one is it's a BYO rendering crate. So it only gives you the things you need to work with tiles at a logical level. You need to change the video resolution. The current resolution is 3840. Really? YouTube thinks that I'm streaming at 4K, which I definitely should not be. Let's see if that's true. Oh, you know what? Maybe I changed it when I was doing some recording the other day. Yeah, I did. Okay, let's kill this stream and start again. Oh, maybe I can do it without stopping the stream. Hey, Static. I may be disappearing shortly. I just realized my stream output is in 4K and it definitely shouldn't be. Resetting. Yeah, same to you. I haven't been streaming much lately. Okay, this might be a BRB. Okay, I think we're back. We seem to be back. I was doing some recording the other day and I had 4K enabled, and that is obviously not what we want. Usually I have a 2K window section open here and downscale to 1080p. Unfortunately, that means the ads are going to play again. I don't think I can do anything about that. Okay. So we know that this works. Which is good because I have a hexagon based game. So I need to be able to do this. And it's BYO rendering, which fascinates me because I have no idea if I'm going to be able to do it properly. But we will attempt it. And the conversion to 0.15 should be easier for the rest of the library, but maybe not for the examples. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, this is promising. What does the square one do? Just square, huh? And there's an option. Oh, interesting. Why is that blank? Huh. Interesting. Let's see here. Certifiably in stain. Oh, maybe it's not using Wayland. Yeah, that might be a thing. It's interesting that the hexagonal example worked, but the square one didn't. It's kind of weird. And there's also an example that pulls in Bivy Fast Tilemap as a rendering engine. I wonder if that's also going to be blank. That one doesn't even open a window. Oh, yes, it does. It just took a while. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, and you can zoom. Oh. Well, maybe that was the problem before. Maybe I just wasn't looking in the right place for the camera. Oh my God, look at the number of tiles. That's insane. I love it. Tile maps are fun. Hey, Uga, how you doing? Tile maps are cool. How far can you zoom in? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's fun. You could do all kinds of things with this. Okay, so that works. Interesting. But the square example, the one where they outsource rendering to Bivy Fast Tilemap works, but I don't think the other one does, unless I'm mistaken. Maybe it's a Wayland thing, but Zoom doesn't help. Yeah, that's not cool. Okay. And so the only output is this one, which I think we get when we don't enable the Wayland feature. So out of curiosity, if I put that in Cargo Toml, what happens? Definitely nothing there. Doo-doo-doo. Very colorful set of squares and pixels. Yeah. So I'm looking at tile maps. I tried and failed recently to update Bevy ECS tilemap, which is a popular tilemap library in the community, to Bevy 0.15. It's way beyond me. Like the rendering stuff in there is really, to me, very complicated. And there was just recently a big change in the way that Bevy does rendering. It's called the retained rendering world now. And I'm only just at the beginning of my ability to understand it. So I was like way out of my depth. So I have this PR sitting in Bevy ECS tilemap, which I had to give up on. I'm like, sorry guys, I'm out. I converted a lot of the required component stuff, but yeah, 15 sort of. It doesn't really work. So I had to bail. But now I'm really curious how much more I can learn about tile maps and how to render them. And the interesting thing about this one, Bivy Sparse Tilemap, is that it doesn't bring its own rendering engine. You basically supply your own rendering, but it gives you some, I guess, some ways of dealing and working with tilemaps, a bit of an API, if you will. Uses a voxel-like approach. I'm looking forward to learning more about that. So yeah, I'm going to try and do a 0.15 conversion on it and see if I can, first of all. And if I can't, that'll be good information too. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Probably chaos, I would think. So where's the Bevy dependency? Oh, there. Oh, it's on Bevy 13. It's not even on Bevy 14. Ah. Default features false, features none. Oh. Isn't that a bit weird? I wouldn't even be able to write one line of code. Oh, I'm sure you would. You'd write the first line, just maybe not the second or third or fourth. I can write comments. I'm really good at writing comments. Okay, so where are the examples? Oh, I see. There's another crate, right? Yeah, here we go. BST map layer derive. Simple map layer derive crate for Bevy's past time map. Okay. So where are the examples? Don't the examples have separate, maybe they have their own cargo? Why doesn't this one work? The other ones do. Interesting. So glad Lua isn't like this here. Well, I do have plenty of Lua just in my editor config. Good old Vim. Just out of curiosity, what happens? Why does it have default features false and then an empty feature list? Do we just not need any? I'm thoroughly confused. Hey, cool. How you doing? Welcome. Okay, just purely out of curiosity, what happens if I do this? So cargo run example square. I'll have to rebuild because I've changed the feature set. Indeed. Yeah, I got quite bogged down in Bivy ECS tilemap. I was really confused. And there are two very experienced people helping to maintain it. Well, three really. So I'm like, you guys are good. You go ahead. I'm fine. It's way too hard. It's been around for a while and it's got a lot of features, and just the complexity of all of those interacting just got the better of me, to be honest. This new thing in Bevy where it's like you have one entity that refers to a rendered object and another entity that's called the main entity that refers to the main world versus the rendering world. And now there's the retained rendering world. And I'm like, I need someone to write me a really simple example, please. So maybe I can figure it out. We'll see. Also, we went to Pearl Jam and Pixies last night, and I'm kind of tired, but it was awesome. I never thought I'd get to see Pixies live. Okay, definitely no output still. And yet when we run the hexagon example, hexagon, that could be a thing. It definitely works. Well, that's mostly what I want it to do is run the hexagon example. So maybe along the way, we'll figure out what the issue with the square example is and fix it once we learn more about the library. Does this zoom? This one doesn't zoom. The other one does. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Time to get cracking. How do I do this? I do this by upgrading. I'm curious though about this business of not having default features. don't know why that works. Oh, look at this. So dev dependencies bevy, but the release dependencies, yeah, interesting. Okay, need to ask someone about the subtleties of that in Rust. I do not understand that. So we're gonna go to 15 O dash RC dash 3 because we're up to release candidate 3 now. And getting pretty close to release, although there still seems like there's a lot of shit going on, a lot of documentation still to write, a lot of what do you call it, migration guides and all that kind of thing that people are going to need. Removing BevyFast tilemap for now. And is 0.7 the latest version of BevyFast tilemap? BevyFast tilemap's another interesting one, but it does actually provide rendering. That's what it's good at. So I want to kind of skip over that now and figure it out later. So what are we up to here? Tags. 0.81. Well, let's try that. Okay, Rand. I think that's the latest version of Rand. I think we usually just say 0.8, right? Yeah, it's 0.85. And CERD. Latest version is, oh, sorry for the flashbang. GitHub, please. 214. And Ron. .81. So yeah, we can bump that version. Any other versions that need changing? I'll CERD again. 214. What is lettuces? Lettuces? What? Lettuces? Non-exhaustive collection of classic algorithms. 0.006. What? Oh, it's hexagonal stuff. Okay, interesting. All right. Yeah. Interesting. I wonder if this is related to the whole hexagon site that whatchamacallit maintains. Who are those people? The famous hexagon site. I wonder if you can search for it like that. Hexagon site. No, 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 no. Hexagonal tile maps. What's it called? The one that everybody references all the time. Someone will link it. Yeah, Red Blob Games. There it is. The awesome Red Blob Games. Okay, I wonder if that's related to this. I wonder why it's called lettuces. Anyway, that's at the correct version this era. Check all of these versions. Latest is, 2.0.1. Now, what would be the breaking changes, I wonder? Let's try. Probably be a hideous number of errors. BST map layer derive is already, it's its own thing. That's within this repo, so we'll drop that. Letters assert, baby serialize, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. And I imagine for a version change like this one, you would probably want it to be a minor version upgrade. But they can correct me on that. Okay. Cool. Good start. Now let's build it and watch everything break. Everything is going to break. Cargo clean just in case. Cargo build and look for errors, of which there will be many. I'm getting pinged on my phone. Why am I getting pinged? Nothing crucial. Nothing crucial. Cool. Okay. Okay. Nice. Much building, much building. Is it building Bevy 13? What happened there? I just saw a Bevy 13 flash past. Something went wrong. I wonder if it was because of the dev dependency pulling it in. Many, many errors. Okay, let's go look at cargo again. Maybe I bumped too many things too fast. Maybe lettuce's bevy pulls it in. That could be a thing. Let's find that out. How do I find its dependencies from DRS? I've never actually tried that. Rust lettuces. That's quite hard to spell. Maybe not. GitHub. Oh, it's already there. Duh. There we go. That took me straight back to Crates.io. Where's your GitHub? Thank you. Oh, it's Noah's. Well, there you go. So same author, just different repo. I imagine that this will have a Bevy dependency. Yeah, Bevy 13. That's why that's going on. Does that mean that we have to migrate this to Bevy 15 first? What's in it? It looks pretty minimal. What? Is there nothing in there? Interesting. Imagine 2D data structure. The purpose of this crate is to provide a universal data structure that is faster, uses less memory, and is easier to use than a native VecVec-T solution. Okay. What does this person do? They seem very capable. Are they a native Rust programmer of some sort? Professional web developer and indie game dev. Nice. Well, could have fooled me. All right, you know what? I'll go down the rabbit hole. Let's try. First of all, we need to fork these because we want our own copy of them. So let's fork lettuces. And then we will fork Bivy sparse tilemap. That should do the trick. Okay, now we now need to update the remotes. So we should have get rename, get remote, rename origin upstream, get remote add origin, get at GitHub, me, Bivy sparse tilemap. Nice. Okay, so now let's get the lettuces one. I'm not quite sure why it's called lettuces. Maybe because play on lattices? Git clone, get at GitHub. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to build with 15 first. Cargo, Bevy. Yeah. So 15 ORC3. And this one I think we decided was 214 or 216. Docs RS CERD. We are up to 214. Glam and Hex. All right. I'll bite. What are those? A simple and fast linear algebra library for games and graphics. All right. That's up to 29.2. And Hex. Was that with 2 X's? Yeah. Hexagonal Tools Lib. Inspired by the Red Blog Games article. It is at 18. Nice. Any other versions we need to worry about? Oh, we would probably bump this to that. Features, default features false, features nothing, optional true. Okay, fair enough. So let's see if we can get it to build. I should probably not be using nightly either, but I'm gonna. You can't stop me. So it actually builds, even though I don't know if which bits actually depend on the Bevy feature. Maybe I need to build it with all features, or is there an example? No. Let's look for the Bevy string and maybe that'll help us in our quest. And Bevy reflect. And Hex has got a Bevy reflect. Oh man, we're down the rabbit hole. Okay, we don't need to worry about cargo lock. Oh my goodness. Why is my searching cargo lock, by the way? That's not ideal. Is there anything else that's not? Here we go. At least it should sort it to the bottom. Copied because grid must impl Bevy reflect. Use bevy prelude reflect. So what does the bevy feature actually enable? Component. So let's have a quick look in here and see if there's any errors with the latest bevy. Mm, 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 mm. Doesn't seem to be. Feature bevy derived component. So it just turns the cell into a component, basically. Oh, well, that's okay. I mean, that shouldn't, bevy 15 shouldn't make any difference there. Maybe I should have a look at Hex. Is Hex another one of this person's greats? GitHub, 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 GitHub. I can get to source, but can I get to GitHub? Let's see if it is one of Noah's crates. I'd love to know why lettuces is called lettuces. Seems to me that's an interesting choice. Doesn't even have a description. It's that new. Okay, you know what? Nope. Okay. Bevy. Bevy, Rust, Hex. Hexagonal tools and Rust. Updated for Bevy at all? Maybe? Possibly? Allows you to manipulate hexagon coordinates, etc. Any mention of bevy in here? Oh yeah, supports bevy reflection. If you want to generate things in bevy. Okay. All right, so let's fork this one as well, because this is what we do now. We're just forking things all over the place. It should only take a few seconds. All right, and out we go. You know what? Let's git clone git at GitHub. What are we calling it now? Hex. I'm glad someone has implemented the Red Blood Games stuff in Hex. I mean, in Rust. That's great. And the fact that it's usable from Bevy is also amazing. Is this person someone I know about? Manville. Kago. Felix de Manville. What a cool name. My name is not nearly that cool. Okay, Bevy. Dev dependencies. Bevy version 14. I've never seen anyone do this dependencies like that. That's cool. It's very clear. Let's go 15.0-RC3. We're down the rabbit hole. Let's just convert them all. I see it's got X11, but not Wayland, which is kind of weird, but okay. I guess for tests, all right. And examples. But again, you shouldn't assume X11 for examples, I don't think. Anyway. Bevy EGI, Rand, Approx. Bevy Reflect. Does Bevy Reflect have its own version of release candidate version? Let's find that out. DocsRS 14.2, 15RC3. There it is. Nice. Okay, default features false, features glam, optional true. Boop-a-doo, ba-doop-a-doo. Bevy Inspector EGUI, latest version of that. Is number of people that use this package, man. So popular. Looks like V27 is the latest. Okay, Bevy eGUI. 30. Approx and Rand should be fine. Well, actually, what is Approx? It has a 5.1, so that's going to get picked up by that. Yeah, I'm slightly weirded out by the X11, but we'll skip over that for now. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Okay. Just out of curiosity, does it build? Don't see any particular reason why it wouldn't, since Bevy Reflect shouldn't break it. Okay. All right, so we've achieved a state of building. Let's go to lettuces. And let's change the kaggle to depend on our versions. Of hex get home. Branch. Do I have a branch? I haven't pushed it yet, but it will be 0.15. Yeah. And then we will go back to hex. Whoops. And am I on a branch? I am not. 0.15. Oh. Yeah, that's because I didn't do it right. There we go. Bump Bevy to RC3. Nice. Now, let's go back to lettuces. All right, so we're going to put that bump depths, especially Bevy to 0.15.0 RC3. Okay, now we've got a weird little git chain of dependencies that we can use in Bevy sparse format. So our cargo becomes with lettuces. Get what did I call it again? Oh yeah, lettuces. Branch equals 0.15. Nice, that deserves a sip of tea. Okay. So I bumped a bunch of stuff. A bunch of things are going to break, but We can do a cargo clean and we can start. Oh, hang on. Let's get that right, shall we? Interesting, the LSP didn't pick me up on that. I guess it doesn't work with cargo, just with Rust, which is fair enough. And we'll start picking up the errors. Oh, we don't like that. Oh, right. I made the same error in lettuces. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's push that. Doo-ba-doo. And back to Bevy Sparse. And cargo built. Right. Now we've got the right versions of things, we can see what's actually breaking. Many, many things will be actually breaking. So many things. What's going on there? Okay. Build failed, waiting for other jobs to finish. Okay. So where's our first problem? Our first problem is query entity error, expected named lifetime parameter. Right. This thing is changing in 15. And I can't remember why, but I'll look at the migration guide and see if we can figure it out. So where was that? What was the first point? Tilemap manager errors. Okay, Rust Analyzer spools its way up. You right, puppy? Good boy. Still building. Rust Analyzer still cranking along. Carry on my Rust Analyzer. There'll be no peace when you're done because you'll show me lots of errors. Many, many errors. But that's okay. That's what we're here for. We deal with the errors. Okay, what's going on here? Consider introducing a named lifetime parameter. Yes. So, actually, this might be a this error problem. So let's look at the changes in this error, which I don't know from bar soap. In the new version and see what it does. Okay. A convenient derived macro for the standard library's error trait. What is this from business? This. Variant from must not contain any other fields on the source error and possibly a backtrace. Interesting. Do a quick search on lifetime. Each variant that contains a from attribute. Usually from fields are unnamed, but from is allowed on a named field too. Okay. Implicit elided lifetime not allowed here. Wonder if this is still a thing in Rust stable, because I know a lot of these warnings have been appearing. Let's see if anybody's reported this issue. GitHub. Okay. There's some types missing. That's 2021. That's not likely to be relevant. This is Detourne stuff. Huh. They do all sorts of good work. $170 other repositories. Okay, back to this. Different between what we're doing and what it's doing. From error. We're doing it from query entity error. Consider introducing a named lifetime parameter. What would happen if I did? May not live long enough. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, did that provide the answer? Okay, lifetime from somewhere, lifetime. Yeah, that's not really helping. I feel like this is probably based on my upgrade of this to 2.0. What is the changelog for 2.0? Oh, released 5 hours ago. Changelog, releases. Breaking changes. Referencing keyword names fields by a raw type inside a format string is no longer accepted. Trait bounds are no longer inferred on fields whose value is shadowed by an explicit named argument in a format message. Tuple structs can no longer use O and 1. Disable the standard cargo feature. I suppose one way of doing this would be to downgrade to the original version just to prove that it's not just that it's definitely to do with this error. So BeviSparse Tilemap is supposed to be on version 1.0.44. One point oh point 44. Try a rebuild with that just to see if anything changes. Implicit elided lifetime. I think this is a Rust. This is a Rust nightly thing. Oh, flashbang. No, that was 2019. That is not the same thing. Maybe it's like that. Oh, non-static lifetimes are not allowed in the source of an error because standard error requires the source's dying error plus static. Oh, query entity error is Bivy. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand now. So we go to the migration guide in that case. Which we have to get from Discord. Where are you, Discord? And we go to dev announcements and we get draft migration guide. I've seen this, I swear. Copy link. Lifetimes. Yes. Clean up unneeded lifetimes in Bivy asset. No, that's not it. Now use elided lifetimes. If you implement these, then remove the named lifetime. Query entity error. There we go. Now has a lifetime. Convert it to a custom error if you need to store it. Okay. Do I need to store it? Well, it's appearing on a struct. Does that count? Convert it to a custom error. Let's see what other people have done, possibly by using a GitHub search. I don't know how useful this is going to be. But maybe commits relating to this. Hmm. 2023, 19 days ago. Use short name for components. Use the newly disqualified crate in query entity error to make the error message more readable. List components for query entity does not match. No. What was the description again? Convert it to a custom error if you need to store it. How do I convert it to a custom error? these release notes think that I'm smarter than I actually am. Hey Fanny, how you doing? Sorry I didn't see you sneak in there. For some reason, I didn't hear your sound. Yeah, that's a very good question. Let me find that out. It's because the overlay crashed. Let me, wait, hang on. No, it didn't. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's going on? You're debugging my stream for me. Did that work? You know what? I bet I turned it down. Oh, yeah, I did. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I did. Oh, no. I've just disabled desktop audio. It's because I was doing some recording the other day and I messed with all my settings. You'd love to break shift. Yes, you should. You should. You should. Let's try it again. Make a noise. Make a noise. Make a noise. Make a noise. Make many noises. I think we're back. Hey, RGB Productions. I'm just going to call you RGB for short. Okay, I think we're back. I think we're back. Thank you for pointing that out. I did not know. See, I would have greeted you. RGB works good. I would have greeted you much sooner, but I was not alerted because there was no noise. And you always make noise. I mean, let's face it. We went to see Pearl Jam and Pixies last night. It was epic. It was epic. I coped with being in a large crowd, which is good for me, and with walking through the stadium, which is also good for me. So we did well. We did well. My partner was all like, it's nice to talk to you about the concert that you were actually at instead of just talking to you about the concert that I went to by myself. So yeah, that was good. Okay, so this query entity error. How do we accelerate query get? How do we? I am actually going to ask in Discord and be embarrassing. I don't have a tea. You have a Bundaberg lemon lime bitters. That actually sounds amazing. It actually sounds completely amazing. I am going to move this to here. Put my Discord in here with my ridiculous number of Discords that I'm in. And yeah, let's just ask in here because I don't want to bug the development channels. Let's go with, where's the migration guide gone? Here we go. Possibly silly question. You're fifth? What do you mean you're fifth? Fifth in what? Oh, you mean in the Discord order? Yeah, you're totally up there. They're the ones I use the most often. Possibly silly question. The migration guide for query entity error now says that it now has a lifetime convert it to a custom error if you need to store it on it. It's okay. I asked a silly question in the IGD team server this morning. I ask so many silly questions. My basic assumption is that I know nothing. And so I try not to have too much of an ego about it, even though every time I have to do this, I kind of feel lame, but I do it anyway. Because all of these people are really smart and most of them are much younger than me too, which is weird. Like it's a weird feeling, but young people are very bright. So I will admit my total ignorance and say that I don't know how to do that. Anyone got a good example? I can go look at. Yeah. I mean, I think I sort of understand what they're talking about, but I'd really love to see an example. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, cool. We'll wait to get an example response from that because everybody is really nice and helpful about these things. It strikes me. Okay, so we'll move that back to here, and we'll move it to here, and then we will carry on looking at errors. Okay, so we can't fix that yet, but we probably will. So the reason this is breaking, oh wait, no, don't change that. It's Bivy. The reason this is breaking is because it has an elided lifetime now. So we have to come back to that one. Okay, what else is going on? A lot of this is to do with that query entity error actually. So it may be masking other things. Right. What else we got happening? Query entity error, query entity error. Indicate the anonymous lifetime. Oh, can I do that to skip it in the meantime? I wonder. Let's try it just out of curiosity. It's in errors RS. Do do H. Server canceled the request. What are you talking about? Non-static lifetimes are not allowed in the source of an error. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, push children doesn't exist anymore. Entity commands. Build children is unused. So let's go to mod RS and we'll look at push children as well. Oh, which mod RS though? Let's try this one. Build children. Okay. And then there's going to be another error in here somewhere. Oh yeah, commands not having push children. So let's look at what changes involve that. Push children's been renamed to add children. That's nice and easy. Error. Error did not compute. Add children. Very sensible. Now what's the problem? Oh, add child? Really? It says add children. Found for struct entity commands. Is it because of this? It says add children. Maybe we changed it to add child? Can only be used if the trait is in scope. Right. So what trait is needs to be in scope? Maybe it's the builder, the one that I just removed. It probably is, right? Build children. Yeah, let's put that back in and then hey, now we're talking. Okay, that's one problem. Why am I removing this? Oh, because it's under tests. All right. Okay, that's fine. I'm glad they've got tests. That's very cool. All right, so this query entity error thing is kind of holding us up. We'll get ads in a sec. Sorry about that. Go make a cup of tea. I probably will. What else is going on apart from the error stuff? Because this is probably masking a whole lot of other stuff. Sips Bundy. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous. I do like the old Bundabergs, but lots of sugar is the problem for me. Yeah. Switching camera to dogs. One dog is sitting on my foot. But let's sample back of Bundy's. Nice. Sounds like an epic birthday, man. Sounds epic. All right. Oh, puppy cam not working. Why puppy cam no work? Properties. Properties. Camera. Select camera. Oh, that's a dog's foot. That's not terribly useful. So whilst I have Boba too, nice. That is more of a dog. He's kind of off the screen. It's an upside down dog. Boppy. Teddy hasn't been out for a walk today yet. We're waiting until my partner gets back. Okay, so I'm about to get up. You dogs do not have to get up, but I have to get up because I need to refill my tea, and I will be back. He came back because I came back. uh, he's really keen to go outside and lie on the deck, but I would prefer that they stay in here for a little bit. Especially the puppy. He's not so much of a problem, but the puppy is a problem. Okay. Let's see if I can, if I have a response to my Discord question. General. Nope. It's probably the wrong time of day for all the US people to respond. Maybe we can figure it out ourselves. Let's have a look. Let's try Rust custom error type. Defining an error type. Whoa, that's very, very small. Sometimes it simplifies the code to mask all of the different errors with a single type of error. Define our own error types. What about wrapping an error? We don't store any extra info about the errors. Double error is just a struct. I suppose I could just do like if I look at errors, could I wrap query error by doing, what do I have to derive? Debug and clone. I can't stand it. Have to be around the other way. Chunk entity does not exist from query entity error. It's weird that you can't. It's really weird that we're deriving this other error type anyway. Let's just give it a name like chunk error for a second while we figure it out. And that wraps a query entity error. What's the problem here? Oh, right. Right, so this is the issue with the lifetime. I thought I did. Oh, so I have to do it here? So confused. Lifetimes, I'm still not 100% on, even after all this time, so to speak. So now we still have the same problem. Non-static lifetime. So how do I make it a static lifetime? Really? I'm confused. I wonder if the robot would be able to give me a reasonable explanation. I'm using Firefox today and I don't have that login right now. Attempt to explain static lifetimes in Rust. Yep. Oh, it needs a type. Hmm. So query entity error now uses what? It now uses an elided lifetime. It now has a lifetime. Okay. Let's back out of this for a sec. See, I thought using this process we were converting something to a custom error. Maybe not in a reproducible way. So I can't introduce this. Non-static lifetimes are not allowed in the source of an error. Static is, oh, right. So that's not what I want. I need, oh, is it that simple? Well, that was what we call trial and error debugging right there. You believe in me? Thank you. Uh, hmm. Let's try a build like that and just see what else breaks. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Yeah, bad things. Bad things break. Lots of bad things break. Many, many things break. Oh boy. Um, I think I need to fish my tea bag out before it gets too cooked. This is important. I mean, it's fairly well cooked already. But there's such a thing as going too far. Seems to me. Okay. Now, what is that ping from my phone? What is happening? What is happening? Just leaving now. Best lab. Yeah. Okay. So is this because I did that with this error? Let's look at Telmap Manager and see what's going on there. Not a lot. It's in, oh, Telmap Manager. Okay. It's kind of weird. All right, we got lots of builds. Things are bad. It's annoyed. Holy crap. That's quite the that's quite the trait. What on earth? Holy shit. Self is a reference that is only valid in the method body. Let's call the lifetime of this reference 1. Borrowed data escapes outside of method. Self escapes the method body here. Argument that requires that S must outlive static. And I assume that's because I changed the other one to static. I assume? So if I look at errors again, making this static seems like a bad call. But you're not allowed to have non-static errors in lifetimes in errors, according to this. Non-static lifetimes are not allowed in the source of an error. Because standard error requires the source is dyne error plus static. Chunk entity does not exist. Oh. Okay, so Tomat manager error. Right. Must outlive static. We're in the weeds again. I knew it wouldn't be long. I knew it wouldn't be long. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. Because I returned something that has a static lifetime. I mean, what happens if I just remove error? Like a standard error. Expected type found a trait. Oh, right. Like, what if we just replace this with like the other error library, whatever it's called? Because it seems like it really doesn't like to wrap this thing with a lifetime, but maybe that's just my bad understanding of lifetimes. If you need to store it, create a custom error type, is what it said. But it feels like this is creating a custom error type. So is there any instruction on dealing with lifetimes in this error? Lifetimes in error transparent. Support non-static lifetimes inside error transparent, but not in generic source compatible with anyhow or similar. Lifetime with struct, we already looked at that one. So A. Hmm. Compilation error when using lifetime annotations with from. Cannot outlive the lifetime A. This doesn't compile because error source always needs an inner error that is static, and an arbitrary lifetime A may not be long enough. You're free to still handwrite a from import or use some other derived from macro to generate it. It just means the inner sub error won't be wired up as the source of the outer error. Hmm. That was back in 2020. How do I do this? See if anybody's. Nope. No response. Damn it. Okay. Let's think about this. GPT, we're going to ask you a different question now. Passing an error to with a lifetime to what is it called? From error? This error. Rusts this error. Fails because I need to take the static out again. Fails because expected named lifetime parameter. Oh, I got a phone call. Right, sorry about that. Okay, so now expected name lifetime parameter. So if we go here, however, adding a named lifetime causes an error as non-static lifetimes are not allowed in the source of an error. Query entity error has a named lifetime. Discuss how it could be used in this context. Let's see if it's good enough. Box the error type. Okay. Boxstein error. Interesting. Keep allocated. Remove its lifetime restrictions. So I've done this before. Well, first of all, let's see if it's right. Feels weird. But let's try it. Feels more complex than it needs to be. All right, so that's going to be a standard error, I guess. Still implicitly elided lifetime? Hmm. Yeah. Let's see if it can self-correct. Yes, it does have a named lifetime. Does not eliminate the lifetime. Use a lifetime parameter for the enum. You wait, it's going to suggest the thing that I told it doesn't work. Yep. Oh, shit. Sadly, you've just suggested the thing I told you didn't work in the first part of this question. Named non-static lifetimes are not allowed in this context. You didn't misunderstand. You're an LLM. You're just regenerating answers. Use a Boxstein error or Cowardine error. Okay, we're back to Bockstein error, and we're back to the same solution it suggested before. Oh boy. Huh. Well, that's tricky. Yeah. So you've just hopped between two solutions, neither of which work. Thanks, ChatGPT. Excellent performance as always. Damn. Well, feels like this is a side issue because the use of this is not necessary. Like we don't even necessarily need it in order to convert to 15. We just need a solution for errors in general. And this library maintainer obviously likes this. But there's other error crates that might work. I wonder. I can do this, but that means that everything downstream needs to also do that. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. Or we could work around it by removing this type. But then, so if we look at where tilemap manager error occurs, yeah, maybe I could do what they suggested in the custom implementation. You can handwrite a from implementation or some other derived from macro to generate it. Hmm. Have there been any further issues with Bevy around this that might shed some light on it? Query what? Query entity error. That was 2023, 23, 21. Pull requests. More information, 23. 19 days ago, use shorter name for components. Maybe a quick Discord search. Tricky stuff. Don't like failing at the first hurdle. This is definitely the first hurdle. I can make it work with static, but then I've got a number of other problems, right? I don't want the error to live forever. I just want it to live for as long as it needs to live. It's used all over the place. Although, is this particular variant ever used? Oh, partner's home. The dogs will be happy. I don't know that this is ever actually used. So I wonder if we can get away without it in the interim. Let's see. Chunk entity does not exist. No, it's never used. So what if we just remove it? What happens then? Solve the lifetime issue here. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Let's go back to the Toolmat Manager one. Oh yeah, that's right. Probably want to change that. Okay, now what? The trait query entity error is not implemented, right? So the problem is that it needs to be implemented, but could we? Shit. Because it can return a query entity error. God damn it. How? How? So that's the same problem for all of them, basically? Yeah. So my error type has to deal with query entity error in some way. Okay, well, that was far too easy. And static won't work because why? It would have to be static too. S must outlive static. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. Um, what was the motivation behind this change? Just to make my life miserable? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was the motivation for this change. Commits. List components, use short name for components, document query errors. Where is the one that takes a lifetime? It'll be on the migration guide. List components for query entity error, query does not match. Make it easier to debug why an entity doesn't match a query. Query entity error now has a lifetime. Okay. Why does it now have a lifetime? Let's look at the actual code changes. Query entity error W. Query does not match entity unsafe weld cell W. And then it implements error for query entity error W. Okay. I think I need to ask a more specific question in one of the discords, but not the general chat. Maybe ECS. Yeah. Let's get back to here. Oh, it's a specific protagonist query. They were here earlier. We could just ask them. Probably gone to bed by now, damn it. Looking at some code over in Bivy Sparse Tarmat, which uses the Tolnays this error to do the following. Oop-a-doo. However, following, what is the number? 15,435. This complains due to the addition of a lifetime to query entity error. Start a thread. Get rid of the preview. Thread, create thread. I can add static, but it doesn't really solve the problem. Just kicks it on down the road. And named non-static lifetimes are not allowed here due to what's the issue again? In the source of an error. As standard error requires dyn error plus static. Bit puzzled about how to proceed. Yeah, I think that's a good summary. I wonder if there's an error type that I could use. What about just having a named query entity error? Is there nothing I can use in this? Always needs an inner error that's static. You're free to still handwrite a from import or use some other derived from macro to generate it. It just means the inner sub error won't be wired up as the source of the outer error. A derive error isn't the right macro to generate that from import. So how do I deal with that in the context of the containing type tile manager error? The migration guide says somewhere. How dare people live in the wrong time zone? I know, right? It's just irresponsible of them. I need my questions answered. The migration guide says convert it to a custom error if you need to store it. Does that mean wrapping it? Maybe ChatGPT can still be helpful here. Summarize Google for me, damn you. I need to sign in at some point, but I won't do that right now. How does one create a custom error in Rust from an existing error type? So fancy. Good on you. Partner has a Pearl Jam shirt. It's very exciting. Create a custom error type by using a combination of the error trait and the from trait to allow for easy conversion between your custom error and other error types. My error. So that's what we're dealing with in this other example. Well, let's take the actual source of query entity error. The actual source. The real mustard. Explain using this type how to create a custom error, especially given the named lifetime. Yeah. Named lifetime, which is associated with variant, must not outlive the data it references. Sure. Sure. No, I already have the error trait. That's not the problem. I don't feel like this migration note is helpful enough. Yeah, we've already got error and display. I don't think ChatGPT is going to get me there somehow. I need someone to teach me. What does it actually say? Dev announcements, dev announcements, dev announcements, dev announcements. Query entity error now has a lifetime. Convert it to a custom error if you need to store it. Does that mean take away the lifetime? Maybe it means I need to implement a from for query entity error. No, not from error. I mean a from query entity error for a new type. how would one implement a from query entity error for some custom type that allowed some custom type to be stored given the named lifetime associated with query entity error. Okay. But we can't use the named we can't use the named entity. Oh, more tea required. More tea required. It's good to be back doing this, though. I feel like I'm moving in the right direction now instead of just flailing around and actually trying to understand some of this. Convert query entity error to a custom type. I'm guessing convert it to one that removes the named lifetime. The trouble with working with people that are experts is that when you're not an expert, it can be quite difficult to understand what they're talking about. We got ads coming up. Okay. Um, uh, Wait, what's the second approach? Oh, okay. This is kind of what it's talking about, I think. So removing the lifetime. Let's have a quick look here. Copy this. Let's write it out. Let's write it out. Non-lifetime, or I don't know, safe query entity error. For safe query entity error. Query does not match. Transform it into a string. Yeah, okay. All right, let's try that because I think that makes sense. What is your issue here? Oh, yeah. Oh boy. Method as dine error. Trait bounds were not satisfied. Yup. Safe query entity error, standard error, which is required. Why is it not a standard error? Oh, because they haven't implemented the error. Can I do it this way? Probably not, right? Oh, really? Do I have to actually implement it? Hmm. Show an implementation of error for some custom type. Hmm. Oh my God. All right. Could some custom type delegate its error implementation to query entity errors in all cases except those involving named lifetime? I I have an account. Just don't bug me right now. Sign up now. I know, right? I totally have an account. We actually pay for ChatGPT because my partner finds it useful as well. But I don't trust it as far as I could throw it. Self source error as ref. Yeah. So, but that's only if you have the lifetime. Let's just take the simplest route. Which is effectively this. So you could just derive like that. Hmm. Was it source? Yeah. It has to be error plus static. Okay. You do have to actually implement display. All right. Can I not? I can't just implement debug and like derive debug. I do derive debug, but I can't derive display. Missing generics. Expected 2 generic arguments. Sure. What would they be though? Because it's a format result, you mean? What is what? Oh, standard format. Hang on. Hmm. Okay. Weird. Deeply, deeply weird. Uh, yeah. Okay. I have 10 minutes. Question is, have we even come close to fixing this problem? Hey, Yak, how you doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. 10 minutes. I've got a deadline. Got a deadline. Very important that I fix this problem. Okay, so let's look in that case at compile errors now that we've done this. Late again. It's all right. I was only doing boring Rust things. But I'm always very happy to see people when they stop by and chat. Um, okay, yeah, I never expected that would work. Using the from trait, the trait from query entity error is not implemented for tile manager error, but trait from safe query entity error is implemented for it. Oh, damn it. Hey Sam, how you doing? I am trying to understand. Well, at the moment, I'm trying to understand a custom error which is being created by Rust Crate, um, which has lifetimes as of Bevy 0.15, and I don't understand how that works. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. We're down the rabbit hole, basically, where we're encountering problems and we're struggling. Struggling big time. So I can't just derive from. Oh, wait. Would I then have to. No. It's not like it just chains, right? I think I would have to derive a. The trait from query entity error is not implemented for tile manager error. Because, yeah, I see what's happened. So doing it this way doesn't really help me. What we would have to do, I think, instead. Oh, wait. Am I in the wrong file? No, I'm in the right file. I think we would have to do it for tilemap manager error. We would just need a kind of a shortcut here. So chunk entity does not exist needs to be, when we receive a query entity error, we need to change it to a chunk entity does not exist. But we can't do it by using an intermediary type like this. That's the problem. I don't suppose anyone in Discord's had any bright ideas in the meantime. No, they're all asleep because most of them are in the US. Okay. I am going to have to wrap it up. I'm going to have to do it. And I will think about this problem. And I will see what people say in Discord. And I will learn. I will learn, damn it. That's what I will do. And eventually I will overcome. Let's do a team. Oh, thank you. Let's do a team and see who's on. We got Bad Cop. We give a shout out to Bad Cop, but Bad Cop's got 81 people watching them at the moment. Let's raid someone who hasn't got many people watching them. Oh, let's go see Robitussin. We haven't seen them for a while. Doo-doo. Raid Robitussin MD TM. They can have all 2 of my viewers. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Maybe I'll figure this out. Bye, Yak.